I want to talk about Odell Beckham Jr. This was a topic that was widely requested. So many people on Instagram sent me messages about this quote. And by the way, I don't use social media. I only use Instagram. I occasionally retweet stuff on Twitter. I never touch Facebook. I use Instagram exclusively. If you ever want to get in touch with me on social media, talk to me on Instagram. That's what I use. And someone sent me this article, and really, I got so many responses like this. Odell Beckham Jr. is a wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, and he used to be a member of the New York Giants. But then he was traded away. And in an interview with Complex News, this is the thing everybody sent me a bunch of. The interview with Complex News, people kept sending over and over and over again. Odell Beckham Jr. said this. This is the quote he gave. He said, "I just felt with the Giants I was stuck at a place that wasn't working for me anymore." He continues, he says, Odell Beckham Jr. says, "I felt like I wasn't going to be able to reach my full potential there in New York. Mentally, physically, spiritually, everything I felt capable of doing, I just couldn't see it happening there. So I think allowing me to be in a different environment where I can be myself and give it a different approach, I just feel like my football will benefit. I'm just excited to be able to play football again and not have to deal with all the other stuff and politics that came with my previous role." So many, I couldn't believe how many messages people got. I was like, this is like hundreds. People wanted me to talk about this thing. It's like, okay, let's do it. So first of all, Odell Beckham Jr. is not a quarterback. And I'm already a little more comfortable with him giving quotes and stuff than I am about Aaron Rodgers or Baker Mayfield. And this quote from OBJ really spoke to me. When I read this quote, I went, oh, man. I was in a bar last weekend in Chelan, Washington on the lake. By the way, drinking water. I don't really drink much. I was sitting with my girlfriend and my buddy Kevin, and we were talking about my past college, actually. And they encouraged me to talk about my process of transferring schools because they encouraged me that part of my story there is relevant. Because I was in a college that was not good for me. It was a bad fit, and it was hurting me academically and just not hurting. It was hurting my journey. I didn't like the communications program I was in at my old college. I didn't feel supported. In fact, I wasn't supported, and I didn't feel comfortable being myself. I didn't get along with the people in charge, and those people were not big believers in YouTube. The people running my communications program at my last school were not big believers in YouTube. I once heard someone tell me, you can't make money on YouTube. A lot of people would beg to differ with you. I think they were out of touch. And I was not a big believer of their programs. It was a bad fit. And it hurt my heart. I acted immature because my heart was hurt. I was like, man, screw this place. It sucks. But I left my old college. I'm at a new college now. And it's a great fit for me. They like that I'm quirky. They accept me for who I am. It's a great fit. They like YouTube. They believe in YouTube. They have better programs. I'm actually learning things. The point is, I left a bad situation, a bad fit, and went somewhere else that was a good fit. And I think that's exactly what's happening for Odell Beckham Jr. with the Cleveland Browns. The Giants never seemed comfortable with who he was as a person. They never seemed comfortable with him being himself, his antics, his personality, the quotes he gave. And I know exactly how that feels. I know exactly how it feels to have someone not like you for the way you act and who you are. I'm a weird, quirky dude. I'm very loud. I'm annoying, probably. I get it, man. I know how Odell Beckham Jr. felt in New York. And it is hard to be successful when you can't be yourself, when you're watching everything you say and you feel like you're being micromanaged all the time. Now, on the other hand, the Cleveland Browns have welcomed Odell Beckham Jr. for who he is. People in the Browns locker room seem to understand him. He's got Baker Mayfield as his quarterback, who's the most outspoken quarterback I've ever seen in my entire life. I might not like everything Baker says, but having him there for Odell Beckham Jr., that's a great, I couldn't imagine a better quarterback off the field. Then on the field, it's even better because he has a quarterback, Baker Mayfield, who has a gigantic arm. And also, but while we're talking about locker room, Odell Beckham Jr. is with his former college teammate, Jarvis Landry. I think they were roommates. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But the point is, Jarvis Landry and OBJ are very close. They're now on the same team. But Eli Manning, I think it's totally understandable for Eli Manning, for Odell to feel like Eli was holding him back in New York. Eli's arm strength is not what it once was. Baker, on the other hand, cannon, gigantic arm. He loves to push the ball downfield. I think part of, we're hearing reports that Daniel Jones is shocking everybody at the New York Giants camp. I think a large part of that is because, in contrast to Eli Manning, I'm sure Daniel Jones' arm looks really strong and like he can throw the ball a million miles an hour really far because Eli's not where he once was. He's not where he maybe needs to be. I really genuinely believe the New York Giants were a bad fit for OBJ. They didn't like him. They didn't believe in him. They didn't let him be himself. And they didn't have as good a fit for him to succeed. The program, the quarterback, was not as good for his skill set. Cleveland, on the other hand, is a perfect fit for OBJ. Got a quarterback with a gigantic arm that wants to throw the ball deep to him a lot. He's got a locker room of people that understand him and don't hate his quotes and let him be his quirky self. Similar to the way I found a new home at my new college and felt cared for, my heart was taken care of. I think that's what OBJ has found in Cleveland. I think he's found a better place, a better home where he's supported. And I think OBJ in Cleveland is in a far better position to succeed than he was before in New York. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports, and it is my favorite thing in the entire world. I love it. It is my dream to do this show, and it's my full-time job. And if you want to help support me, there's a couple things you can do. Number one, help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Share this on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, I don't care. Screenshot it, put it on your Instagram story. Do me a giant favor, help me grow by telling your friends about the show. That's the number one way you can help me no matter what. Another way you can help me if you want, you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. It's a huge help to me. My PayPal is paypal.me/Zach Schaumler. My Patreon account is patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. If you have no money to give, no problem. I totally understand. I'm a broke college kid myself. I get it. I've been there. But please, I ask, if you want to support me, the number one thing you can do to help me is tell your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast. My name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so much, and have a great day.